Wind advisory tomorrow. We're going to turn now to Alan Rose for a closer look at the weather. Alan?
Yeah, I bet that's right. That advisory in place for the Lompoc area through 9 p.m. tomorrow night. More details coming up on that advisory here in a minute. But first, let's start out with the good news. It's all about the woman that we love so much in our lives. That's right, mothers, we're talking to you. And here's your Mother's Day forecast. We expect to see plenty of sunshine, still some lingering winds on Sunday, but overall less wind than what we'll see over the next 36 hours. The bigger highlight here, take a look at these temps, 70s by the coast. That includes the beaches. We're talking about 80s in the valley. So it is a nice weekend ahead, at least for Mother's Day. Before we get there, though, a wind whip forecast. This advisory in place all day tomorrow, gust around 40 miles an hour. It does include Lompoc, San Luis Obispo, Santa Maria, all these areas sort of highlighted and outlined within this portion of Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo counties. And then for the South Coast, this advisory in place all the way until 6 a.m. Saturday. So our advisory in South Santa Barbara County lasting longer than the Central Coast. And gusts will be stronger tomorrow night in southern Santa Barbara County. Still tonight around 40. Tomorrow as high as 50 miles an hour. The threat for the damaging wind gusts, that's in the mountains where we could see gusts tomorrow night into Sunday morning as high as 60 miles an hour. In addition to this, we also have a fire weather watch in place for a good part of Ventura and LA counties as we head towards Sunday morning all the way through Monday night because of the dry, windy, and hot weather moving into our forecast. Temperatures outside tonight, we're seeing 78 in Goleta and Santa Barbara, 62 to the south in Oxnard, 72 in Cuyama, down to 55 in Morro Bay and 61 for Lompoc. Still quite windy out there around Lompoc, Santa Maria, Gaviota, and Goleta. And tonight we'll notice these winds again spreading a little farther to the east as we get a burst of these sundowners in your late night forecast. Here's our Futurecast winds product. Overall tonight into tomorrow morning, the winds do weaken a little bit, but by tomorrow late morning, early afternoon, they pick back up and in a big way. In fact, by tomorrow evening, we're talking about widespread winds sustained as high as 20, 25 miles an hour. Futurecast shows us the reason for the wind. It's this area of low pressure diving inland across the northwest. Not going to bring us any rain, and eventually it moves out of the forecast as we head towards Sunday and Monday. That allows for that ridge of high pressure to build in, and that means the hot and dry turn in your extended forecast. Let's get you caught up over the next 24 hours first before we get to these 7 days. 75 tomorrow in Goleta, 76 in Santa Barbara, low 70s in Carp, 75 for Buellton and Santa Ynez, some high 60s back into the mix around Santa Maria and Orcutt, 74 for Gaviota. San Luis Obispo, mostly sunny, but very windy here. Some 60s by the beaches. Farther inland, we'll see some high 60s to mid 70s. And in Ventura County, 79 for Ojai, 77 in Santa Paula, and 72 for Ventura. On the channel, there is a gale warning in effect tomorrow. Probably not the best day to go out and do some sailing, as you will get tossed around. If you do, maybe take a bonine pill because you will need it. Seasickness probably likely out there tomorrow. Santa Barbara 7-day forecast. Nice and comfortable temperature-wise, but the winds are going to be howling tomorrow. And then as we head towards next week, that is when the heat builds. Mother's Day looking nice in Santa Maria. We're into the 80s by Monday, and then we're talking about 90s out across the Santa Maria Valley. Even Lompoc exceeding the heat out there by next week. This could be another record-setting turn of temps, CJ and Beth. And we're talking about 90s in San Luis Obispo. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and even Friday. So not only is it going to be hot, it's going to be hot for several days on end. Keep in mind, when it's this hot, we want to think about our neighbors, the elderly. Also, don't ever leave a small child or a pet in the car, even with the windows cracked. Temperatures get very, very hot very, very quickly.
Right. Leave lots of water out for the pets, too. Absolutely.